fucking thinking of my dad. So, are you recording?
Yeah, man.
Can you see me?
Yes.
So, Q&A. Said we were going to do this, put it on Instagram last night. Just because we're away, Adam's away from Thursday, out in Lithuania. I fly out next Wednesday, and the times that we're going to have together are not going to be filming, editing, putting out content. So what we thought we'd do, we'd grab some content today, just something so I can throw it at you guys, give you guys a little bit of information, give you a little bit of education. Hopefully some people in there, I've not looked at the questions yet, have asked some questions that are going to educate you guys and potentially help you out in the long run in your powerlifting career. So, Bridget, question one, go.
What got you into powerlifting?
What got me into powerlifting? Sad story short, mental health more than anything, and then I entered a strongman competition 4 days before. The night before the strongman competition, I actually went out and I got drunk, and I went to the competition the next day, still a little bit not with it. Turned up and everybody was like 150, 160 kilo, but the first event was the squat, and I came third. I squatted like 250, I think. Didn't know what a belt was, didn't know what knee sleeves was, everybody was using wrist wraps and jibber jabber like that, and then the guys that were there invited me to go train with them. I turned up, hit a few sessions, and the guy that unfortunately he passed away last year, he went to me, he was like, oh, you should try powerlifting. I was like, what the fuck is powerlifting? 4.5 years later, you're stuck with me, unfortunately.
What are the best leg accessories for squat and deadlift day?
Oh, leg accessories, squat and deadlift day. I always say if you want to get good at squat and deadlift, guess what you're going to do? Squat and deadlift. But if you're looking to pick away and chip at the muscles that you're going to use, my favourite exercise, I'll just give you one of each to give it to be brief. For squat, I'm going to say walking lunges if we're looking at isolation, and if you're looking at like a secondary movement, i.e. pause squat, tempo squat, I don't know, concentric squat, something like that, I would say the tempo squat, and then coming down to deadlift, I would probably say, it's a tough one. Oh, secondary movement, I would say stiff leg, and then assistance movement, I would say leg press. That's going to kill me to say that.
What if you're a sumo lifter though?
Ooh, sumo deadlifter? Ooh, I'm not a sumo deadlifter, so I coach a few sumo deadlifters.
Pause, pretty.
Pardon?
Pause deadlifts for sumo is pretty generic.
Yeah, pause deadlifts. But the thing is, if you're gonna say let's pick your secondary movement for your pause deadlift. If it was me, I would probably definitely program a pause deadlift, just literally as it breaks the floor. One, to get used to that initiation of the pull, and then the second part, as the weight leaves the floor, you want to be as vertical at that point as you possibly can. So you want to really emphasize at that pause at getting your chest up and really pulling the bar in, opening the hips up. But then if we were gonna say isolation movement, I would say either a hamstring or a back exercise, so a row or a curl will do me nicely. Question 3, hit me.
Opinion on non-tested powerlifting.
Oh, woo! Opinion on non-tested powerlifting. It's a tough one because non-tested powerlifting, I don't think the standard is where it should be for people who are using PEDs. I'm going to say there's 5% of non-tested powerlifters that are incredibly strong, but then there's 95% of non-tested powerlifters that are genuinely not where they should be to say that you're using performance enhancing drugs, because I know a lot of IPF lifters who, I'm going to say natural, I believe that they are natural, that would wipe the floor with non-tested powerlifters. And normally when you get to non-tested, the standard of lifting, i.e. the judging, depth, lockout, press commands, all goes to pot, and it's just not as strict, and that for me is not cool. I like to see the highest standard judging and the highest standard of lifting, and that's why I compete in the IPF, and that's my view on non-tested powerlifting.
That moves on to my next question. Will you ever take steroids?
Will I ever take steroids?
Or just performance.
Right now I should probably go, can I take steroids?
Yeah.
Will I ever take steroids? I'm gonna be honest, yes, I probably will. in the long run, because I know this in 10, 15, powerlifting is what I do, it's me. If you mention me to someone, the first thing they'll come back with these days is, Josh is a powerlifter, Josh squats this, Josh does this, Josh does that. This is like my bread and butter, this is what I live, breathe and eat, and this is what I want to do for the rest of my days where I'm exercising. I've always said if I ever do leave powerlifting, it would be to weightlifting or CrossFit. I know I don't look like a CrossFitter right now, but one day you knew he'd zoom in on that. Why did you zoom in on my belly, G? But yeah, I would say in the long run, I think if I was just wanting to stay in powerlifting, it probably would go from raw lifting, because my body was falling to pieces. I would then probably move into equipped lifting, so that shit could hold me together for a little bit longer. And then I think from there on in, it probably would be using PEDs to help my recovery, because that's all they're doing for you. They're helping you recover faster. You can recover faster, you can lift heavier more frequently, and you can become stronger. But I would like to play with the untested lifters one day, i.e. I'd like to take a stab at Yuri Belkin's squat world record in knee wraps and actually squat to depth and not be a little bitch like he is. Simple. Hit me.
Hit you. There's two that I'm going to merge together. So, when are you going to smash the 900 total, and how far do you think you can take your squat record?
Whoa, so
it's gonna be a better video than the training.
900 kilo total. That is obviously, I'm a realist. I don't beat around the bush. I don't fucking wish for things that I know that 900 is not within grasp this year, but miles away this year, so this year completely taken out. I'd like to get as close to 900 as I physically can by Worlds next year. See, that even in my head now I'm saying that, and I don't actually fully believe that in my head.
By the end of 2020.
Yeah, by the end of 2020, like, Worlds would be great to get as close as I possibly could, but sometimes you'll see, you'll hit a massive increase, like what's going to happen at the Euros. We're going to look to push 870 plus towards the 880 mark, and then you got to think that's only 20 kilos, but kilos, 20 kilos, but then you got to think what we're going to hit the Euros. We hit 840.5 at the British, and it was very subpar. We're going to go empty the tank at the Euros, and that's going to be very on the money. Everything's emptied. We're not going to leave a kilo out there on the day. So then you got to think, I've got to find 20 kilos between 3 lifts for that 900 kilo total. But
not your bench.
Yeah. Wow. Zoom in on that. Motherfucker. Roasted. Yeah. So I don't think 900 kilos is crazy time away, but right now 900 kilo isn't a goal of mine, it isn't a thought of mine, it is very, very long term at this moment in time. How far can I take the squat? As a 105, I'll be real with you, as a 105 I'd be happy to get out of that healthy. I'd like to, I'm going to take a wild shot on it, I'd like to take it as close to 400 as I physically could. People told me I'd never squat a world record, and I did. People told me that I wouldn't squat over 340, and I did. People didn't believe I was going to squat 800 pounds, and I'm going to. So once we hit 800 pounds, it's just a climb then. But I'd like to say I could take that IPF 105 world record. I'd like to push it as a 105 past the under 120 world record, but that's probably not going to happen unless I can outsquat Dennis Cornelius at Worlds next year, because he's going to do that crazy. But that is definitely not going to happen, because his squat is just going through the roof. But yeah, I'd like to try and push that IPF world record as close to 400 kilos as I could. And it's only going up, so don't doubt me. Hit me.
Hit you. How much for a 10-day water cut service?
Oh, 10-day water cut service. I actually just spoke to this guy. 10-day water cut service. I run a 10-day water cut service to cut you into competition, because this is probably the only good part of powerlifting I'm actually good at. Is £120. 10 days, I guide you in from literally the start to finish. As soon as you get off those scales and you're rehydrated and back fueled and moving properly, and with you all the way. It doesn't matter where you live in the world either. If I've got to get up at a stupid amount of time to guide you in and help you and give you sauna timings and stuff like that, that's what happens there. 120, cash money, hit me.
How's the gay porno coming along?
The gay porno, it was lacking because we were using the GoPro. Everything was wide angle. You were getting like probably a little bit more backdoor hair than you'd like in the camera because it's wide angle. But now that we've got Adam, sound quality's gone up, and as you can tell, we're now shooting in 4K, so you can see everything. Yeah.
How are your shits?
How are my shits? Not as bad as hers.
I'm poorly.
She's poorly, but she messaged me this morning saying, as you'd say, Josh, my shits are like lava. I'm probably going to get a jab when we leave this room, by the way. Adam, don't cut that out as well. Let her have a moment. Lava shits. Nah, my poos are alright at the moment. Quite consistent. Hydration's at a nice steady level, and that makes me poo more. We'll go 2 more.
Do you want that in the video, by the way?
Yeah.
I'm not asking.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Lava pooting. And then get you two discussing if she wants that in there. Show that she's a fucking top bloke.
My bloke now. What were you play partner?
Yeah.
Best way to keep on top of high calorie intakes with little time.
Oh! What?
As in, like, how can you get loads of food in when you don't have a lot of time to eat?
Or use a fasting method. Say, if you don't have a lot of time to eat, find a window that you can eat in. Pick the amount of calories that you want to eat. I'd say pick the amount of calories that you want to eat. Use a fasting method if you are short for time. Eat 80% of your calories in that fasting window that you the window where you can eat out of your fast, and then around that you just want to be picking and grazing on very, very calorie dense food. So I'd say in the time when you are allowed to eat properly, I would be eating, I would get all my protein in that time. I got the majority of my carbs in, but then kind of the split building up to that, I would be eating calorie dense foods, just snacks. Like literally, if you want to get the calories in, you gotta just keep grazing and grazing and grazing. Like the big guys say, eat till you feel sick, and then when you don't feel sick again, eat again. But yeah, you want to be eating big calorie dense meals and calorie dense snacks, and try cram it all in a short period of time. Hit me.
Last one. When are you going to be the IPF champion?
Oh, I'm guessing you say world champion. When am I going to be IPF world champion? It's the ultimate goal for me. I won't stop till I've achieved it, because I'm turning up at internationals and I'm taking home medals and I'm beating guys that are. I'm out squatting people, I'm keeping up with the top 5, top 6, and I'm about to go to Euros and bring our absolute A game and push to become European champion. And I believe that one day I will become IPF world champion, because if you think that I'm just turning up to take part for the next few years, you're fucking stupid, and that's the ultimate goal. But I'd say me and my coach Jim spoke, and when I first got sponsored by RTS, I won't tell you the full story about this, because then you would know my passwords for my account. But 2022. One more question. It says here at the bottom, when are you proposing? I wonder who wrote that.
Who wrote that?
You. 2020. Done. Peace. So, that's the Q&A. First of all, thank you for the questions that you dropped in the little question box in our Instagram. We're going to be dropping this video next Friday. That's going to be the day before I lift. But I just want to say thank you for tuning in for the last few videos, part 1, 2, 3 and 4. And we'll see you on the other side of the European Championships. Boom.